A severe weather threat. I'll have the timing of thunderstorms as they move into North Texas and how they'll impact your morning drive.
Emergency sirens, but no storm, and this was no accident. Who did it? And the continuing problems tonight in North Texas cities.
Flight fears. Nervous travelers question if certain Boeing planes are safe after 2 deadly crashes. And the new pilot complaints surfacing tonight.
I was screaming, when are they going to get here? When are they going to get here?
A North Texas man rescued when minutes mattered. The search tonight for the Good Samaritan who saved his life. Plus,
this helped me 10 times more than the physical therapy.
Is the path to feeling better as simple as a good stretch? The program helping some find relief at last.
You're watching NBC5 News at 10.
we are in for an early morning weather alert with a line of storms headed for DFW. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Curtis.
And I'm Kristen Dickerson. Meredith has the night off. NBC5 Chief Meteorologist Rick Mitchell starts us off tonight. What time can we expect these storms, Rick?
Could be as early as 5 here in Dallas-Fort Worth, 5 to 6, right around there. Hey, there's a wind advisory in effect overnight. This has nothing to do with the oncoming storms. It's just windy out there and gusts over 40 miles per hour. So don't be alarmed with that. That goes until 7 o'clock in the morning. We're looking at the radar here. We got a few sprinkles off to the east, but that's our line of thunderstorms. Moving into West Texas, they have been severe. At times, we've had 2 or 3 tornado warnings along this line. Right now, no tornado warnings, but a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's put this forward as we go out to 2 a.m., coming through Childress, approaching Abilene, moving through Abilene at that point. Now we're out to 4 a.m., Mineral Wells, Bowie, Stephenville, and Dallas-Fort Worth. We start to see the action. Gainesville right around 5 a.m., Denton 5 a.m., Fort Worth 5 a.m. There you see 6 a.m. coming through Dallas. By 7, it's starting to move off to the east of Dallas, and by 8, the heaviest of the rain is over, and by lunchtime, the sun is out. Now, I'm going to go through this timeline again a little slower for you when I come back, talk about the potential for winds up to 60 miles per hour and what to expect afterwards. Guys, back to you.
A lot to talk about. Thank you, Rick. NBC5 Today starts at a special time tomorrow, 4 a.m. We'll be tracking the weather and the situation on the roads.
2 Dallas County cities now say that early morning warning sirens were set off on purpose, not as a warning, but by a hacker. And tonight, the hack is still having an impact. Jack Heiberger is live in DeSoto with these new details. Jack.
Yeah, Kristen, we're just hours from that possible severe weather here in North Texas, but here in DeSoto, their siren system is still offline after it was hacked and set off early this morning. Cell phone video captured the sirens going off around 2:30 a.m. in DeSoto and nearby Lancaster. According to the city of DeSoto, the system remains offline after it was hit by those hackers. Law enforcement is now investigating, and the city of DeSoto is asking residents to sign up for their weather warning system, which can be found on the city website. Now, right now, it remains unclear what exactly led up to this hacking and what the motivation was. Reporting live in DeSoto, Jack Heiberger, NBC5.
Jack, thank you. The city of Dallas's sirens were hacked in April of 2017. A hacker then exploited a flaw in the radio system. Dallas has since added encryption after an FBI and FCC investigation, and they say their sirens are working tonight.
A lot of air travelers are asking themselves a simple question tonight. Would they fly on a Boeing 737 MAX 8 jet? The European Union joined much of the world today in grounding the planes. That is after 2 deadly crashes in less than 6 months. Here is a live look at FlightAware.com. Each one of these planes here is a 737 MAX 8 in the air right now. You can see there are still many in the skies over North America tonight, but look at Europe here. Not a single one. It is early in the morning there, but this picture won't change much until the ban is lifted. Scott Gordon is live at DFW Airport with the latest on this fast-moving story. Scott?
Well, Brian, those MAX 8s are still taking off and landing here at DFW. The FAA and the airlines doubling down on the decision to keep flying, saying they have no reason to doubt the plane's safety. But now new reports are raising new questions. In Baltimore and across the country, 737 MAX 8s are taking off and landing without any problems. But after 2 accidents in 5 months, Sunday in Ethiopia and this fall in Indonesia, some passengers are worried. Kathleen Bonilla of Frisco and her family are headed from DFW to Lake Tahoe for a ski trip.
It is a concern, and I did actually look before we came to make sure I was not on one of those planes.
That's the concern.
Concerns that are echoed by American Airlines unions.
We all think right now they should err to the side of caution, ground the airplanes, and try to figure out what was going on.
We think it's best to err on the side of caution and ground these aircraft temporarily.
It's still unclear what caused both planes to crash soon after taking off, but the Dallas Morning News reviewed an anonymous database of pilot concerns. One captain writing, the MAX 8 flight manual was inadequate and almost criminally insufficient. According to the news, one concern focuses on a system designed to keep planes safe during takeoffs.
But what actually happens is when it senses a certain angle of the plane, it tilts the plane nose down in response to that angle to try and make sure that it doesn't lose too much speed and can stay up.
Boeing's top executive says he's absolutely confident in the safety of the airplanes. But many travelers we found at DFW aren't so sure.
I would prefer, if I had a choice, I would take a different flight. But if I didn't have a choice, I'd get on it.
They should just take down the planes for now until they find out all the facts. That's my opinion.
Tonight, the FAA says it has no reports of any issues during takeoff with the MAX 8s here in the United States. And American and Southwest have both issued statements saying they have full confidence in the plane and in their crew's training. Reporting live at DFW Airport, Scott Gordon, NBC5.
Thank you, Scott. Senator Ted Cruz is chairman of the Subcommittee on Aviation and Space. Tonight, he says he'll hold hearings to investigate the crashes. In a Twitter post, Cruz says he believes it would be prudent for the United States likewise to temporarily ground 737 MAX aircraft until the FAA confirms the safety of these aircraft and their passengers. We want to know, would you fly on a Boeing 737 MAX 8? Let us know at NBCDFW.com. You can also find full statements from American and Southwest.
Authorities recovered the black boxes in this most recent crash, but they haven't released any information yet about what clues it may hold. Investigators are working to determine whether the crashes in Ethiopia and Indonesia have anything in common. A massive school cheating scandal surrounds 2 Hollywood actresses tonight and 3 Texans. This morning, the FBI raided a home in Houston. KPRC in Houston reports this was at an assistant high school teacher's home early this morning. 44-year-old Nikki Williams is charged with racketeering conspiracy. Another Houston resident faces the same charge. In Austin, University of Texas men's tennis coach Michael Sinner is charged with conspiracy to commit mail fraud. He was in court today accused of accepting $100,000 bribe to get a student into UT through the tennis program. Sinner is on administrative leave. 50 people total, including actresses Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin, are charged in the $25 million bribery scheme to cheat on exams and boost SAT scores.
A mystery tonight. Who is the Good Samaritan who saved a North Texas man's life? The Granbury man went into cardiac arrest on the interstate in Weatherford. Now he and his wife are searching for his savior. Here's Allie Spilliards.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see you guys. Always good to see you.
At Life Care EMS, Doug and Melanie Winkler have become rather regular visitors.
So
good to see you. After local paramedics brought Doug back when his heart stopped last October.
There's a bond that you form with people in a situation like this, and there's just no way you can't.
But if that's the case, there's still one piece of the puzzle missing after that fateful day.
We started driving down I-20, and I could just tell he was going out on me. I don't know how else to describe it, but he put his head down and he wasn't responsive.
Though they didn't know it at the time, Doug had suffered cardiac arrest.
And the first thing I said was, oh God, no, help me, just help me help him, you know.
Melanie made it off the interstate to this gas station parking lot where she begged the attendant to call for help before fate, or perhaps faith, stepped in.
So I was screaming, when are they going to get here? When are they going to get here? And they walked up, and the woman said, do y'all need assistance? And I said, yes. Do you know CPR? And she said, he does. I said, please get on it.
where the stranger stayed for 6 agonizing minutes before paramedics arrived.
There's no doubt in my mind if the Good Samaritan hadn't have been there, that the outcome would have been completely different.
Doctors told the Winklers Doug is one of 2% who survives without brain damage, though they know not even that was worst-case scenario.
If this Good Samaritan had not been there performing CPR, he would not be here.
But as quickly as he showed up, he was gone, though they know what they'll say if their paths cross again.
Hug him. Hug him and just say thank you. You're a godsend. Just a godsend.
And, God sent him. He was in the right place. We were in the right place.
Anything else, and they'd be sharing a different story. In Weatherford, Allie Spilliards, NBC5.
The father of one of the victims of a deadly hit and run on LBJ Freeway says he'd give anything to get his son back. Stephen Pham lost his son Chris when the young man and 2 friends were fixing a flat tire on the side of the road. They had their emergency lights on. Pham says he just can't make sense of it all.
This happened to my son. That hurt me so bad. Like somebody cut my heart off, but nothing I can do with him. I know he's bad, but he can bring my son back.
Dallas police say Jesus Chavarria Vasquez was behind the wheel. He's accused of leaving his injured son at the crime scene, and investigators are still trying to track him down.
A small business in Deep Ellum is cleaning up after vandals struck this weekend. Dallas Hopworks is among the few growers in the country to grow hydroponic hops under the bright pink lights you see here. The hops can be harvested fresh year-round as part of the beer brewing process. On Monday, the owners opened up to find their plants and machinery destroyed. They think whoever did it may have mistakenly thought they were growing marijuana, which is not the case.
They trashed the place, ripped out every single plant from every single basket. And as you can see, the roots of all of them have dried out to the point where they're dead. There's no recovering from this.
They estimate the vandals did at least $60,000 worth of damage. They plan to continue with their business, but aren't sure if they will stay in that same location. Separated by snow.
Coming up, an entire Colorado town cut off by an avalanche, and another problem that could make it a long time before they can get out.
Then a story that's a real stretch. The hot trend that's bringing life-changing relief to achy North Texans.
We're going to break down the timing of these severe thunderstorms, potentially severe storms, as they affect your morning drive, and then talk about when the sun will be back out.
Plus, the Texas mayor bans the STAR test. What chance he stands against state standards and what he hopes to accomplish next.